What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how my dad made it on the Discovery Channel. So this is a really cool story because for the longest time my dad has always bought and sold antiques. Him and his buddy went together and would go to shows. He would go to gun shows, all sorts of stuff, and he would go to garage sales. He would buy and sell antiques, anything that he could make money off of. And I remember as a kid always going garage selling. It was amazing the stuff that he found. In fact, some people had barns and he would actually ask to go search and see if there was anything cool in there. And he actually found some really cool stuff. So for the longest time, my house looked like a museum. He had all sorts of cool stuff. He had old Western stuff, antiques, boots, chaps, spurs. And I remember one time he brought home an actual packing machine that you see at the arcade, and that thing was pretty sweet. So him and his buddy Britt have been doing antiques for a while, and Britt is more on the side of clothing. He loves vintage clothes, old clothes, and he buys and sells that. He has his own warehouse, he does all that stuff. My dad has a more broad spectrum. He likes old Western stuff, but pretty much any antiques in general. Oftentimes he would take me to flea markets, or we would go and travel and go to gun shows, and I remember just seeing all the booths that everybody set up. So it was really cool to see what everybody brought to those shows, and it kind of gave me a little insight on the history behind some of these antiques. My dad taught me a lot about that as well. So for the longest time, my dad's friend Britt has been trying to make it on TV, and he actually came in contact with a couple connections, and he was going to do a show about vintage clothing. However, they recommended that they broaden the spectrum a little bit and add some more antiques in there, aside from just vintage clothing. So they asked him if they knew anybody, and knowing my dad does antiques, he chose him to be a part of them on the TV show. So they started filming a TV show, and they went house to house and would buy antiques and any cool thing that they could make some money off of. And I remember going with my grandpa, and we actually went and saw them film. And one of the guys that filmed from Survivor actually was there filming my dad's show. It was a cool experience because I've never been around any filming for a reality TV show. Kind of hence why it sparked up a passion for YouTube for me and just videography in general. But I remember the TV crew was just super cool. They paid for all my dad's stuff, and they would also take us all out to eat. So I remember we went to a small town in Wyoming, and we were eating at a restaurant, and there were tons of dessert options, and we were trying to figure out what we were gonna get because they all looked so good. So the head person of the TV crew said, you know what, just order everything and then we'll pass it around. So they ordered every single dessert and they would pass it around to everybody so we'd each get a bite. So I never had that happen before. It was really cool just to hang out with them. They filmed in Wyoming, Montana, they've pretty much filmed all over. And it was a fun experience to see exactly how a reality TV show was filmed. So if you are familiar with it, the show is called Ghost Town Gold. Now, it is similar to American Pickers. In fact, a lot of people thought it was a spin-off, but it actually wasn't. My dad has been doing this for a long time. However, if we would have gotten this show out before American Pickers, it would have took off. It was a really neat experience. My dad would always educate the audience on the history behind the antiques, as well as the towns that they were in. They would go to certain ghost towns around the country. So it aired back in 2012. Originally it was on Destination America, which is actually owned by the Discovery Channel. And Discovery actually put it on their main channel. So that was super cool to see my dad actually on TV. And obviously that was Britt's dream as well, so they both made that happen. However, it didn't end up going on to a second season. The reason being due to politics. Destination America and Discovery Channel were kind of butting heads a little bit. The Discovery Channel really wasn't promoting the show as much as Destination America was. So long story short, they just decided that they didn't want to continue with it, which really kind of sucks because if you look at the reviews, they're actually really good. And despite from being on the Discovery Channel, it was also aired on Netflix. So you can Google Ghost Town Gold. I really wish it would have continued. The reviews were actually a lot better than expected. But due to politics, they just decided to cut it and not have a second season, which sucked because on the second season, they were going to introduce the family. So it was really fun to just watch them film and kind of make a vacation out of it. My dad does have a YouTube channel, so if you guys want to see more of his content, I will link it down in the description. And eventually, I'm sure he'll be posting more stuff as well. So yeah, that's how my dad made it on Netflix and Discovery Channel. So some of it was scripted, but some of it wasn't. It was kind of cool to see everything that goes into putting a TV show together. So yeah, comment down below if you think they should make another season or a different TV show. If you guys like buying and selling stuff or antiques, you can follow my dad on YouTube. I'll link it down in the description. I want to do a story time, just kind of tell you guys exactly what happened, because I know some of my friends have always wondered how exactly he got on Netflix and what that process looked like. But really just kind of came down to who you know. So it was really cool. Something that I took from my dad's friend Britt is that he never gave up. He had that goal in mind and he had that vision to be on TV, and he kept grinding until he made it happen. And ever since then, he's been on a couple TV shows, so I think down the road, he's probably going to start continuing to do that. I wanted to film and tell you guys my experience about how my dad made it on Netflix, so it was a really cool experience. If you guys ever get the chance to be a part of or watch a reality show being filmed, I highly recommend it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.